Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Shifting Gears. I am your host, Clutch. MLG Anaheim starts in 2 days. This event is going to be huge. We have a lot of incredible players coming from Korea, from Europe, and from the United States to be in this one convention center in beautiful California. It's going to be awesome. I'm sure we'll probably see a few Blizzard employees stop by as well, since Irvine is not too far away. My first topic I wanted to discuss regards MLG and other events held within the United States or other countries involved in esports. I wanted to bring up the national anthem. The national anthem is used in every major sporting event in the United States. Hockey, football, soccer, baseball. It's always the beginning of the game the national anthem is played. Now with hockey, a lot of those teams come from Canada or in that region, and so the Canadian national anthem will be played. Sometimes only in the Canadian, within the Canadian land, or sometimes both the American and the Canadian national anthem will be performed. When I was a kid, I went to a Taekwondo tournament, and they had a lot of different national anthems performed before the tournament. So my question is it appropriate for an event such as MLG to have the national anthem played before the event? Now, esports is an international sport. We know that. It didn't start in America. I can't really go through the history of where esports officially started. Maybe somebody like DJ Wheat would know that because he's been in the game a lot longer than I have. But within the legitimacy, quote-unquote legitimacy of esports being compared to other sports such as football, will the introduction of having the national anthem performed add to the mainstream effect that we want esports to have? I'm not sure. In regards to, is the national anthem appropriate for such a venue? I'm going to say yes, because I don't think it offends anybody to say the national anthem of the country that the event is being hosted in. I would not feel offended if I was in Korea and they performed the national anthem for Korea before a GSL event. I'm not sure if they even do that. I'll have to go online and check. I just thought it was an interesting topic to maybe discuss, so I'll ask some people at MLG what they think, and hopefully you out there in the community can comment and see what you think as well, if MLG or other esports venues or events were to host the national anthem for the country that they host the event in. Something to think about. I'll probably do some more research and get back to you guys as a follow-up to what people said, either the players or the staff or the community itself. So please leave your comments and let's open this up for a discussion. For MLG Anaheim, here are the different pools. Pool A, Nani, Hey Pro, TLO, Huck, DRG. Pool B, Idra, In Control, Show, Chef, Boxer. Pool C, MMA, Slush, Rhett, Sake, Druby. Pool D, Kiwakaki, Select, Moonin, Machine, MVP. There are still more players in the open brackets to look out for. Tongue-tied, because there's so many amazing players that are going to be here. Next up is a segment I like to call, Why Did I Lose? I have a replay of a match I had against the Master, and I'm going to pick apart the different aspects of the game of what I did wrong. So hopefully you and I can learn something. I've made some changes since this last game, and I've done pretty well so far in Season 3. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can learn for it, and feel free to laugh. Split was fine at the beginning. APM was making magic boxes like that continually while I pump SCVs out. There's the 9th one popping out, and then the 8th one, the 9th one is being made, the 10th one is queued. Okay, number 10, I should have sent an SCV to go make a supply depot a little bit earlier, but there he goes to make it. Make it, as soon as I have 100 minerals, bam, okay. So while that's being made, the 11th SCV is being constructed, and these SCVs are continually mining. His probes are mining. He has his pylon down. Supply depot's done. This SCV will now make a barracks, and the 12th SCV is being constructed here. And at 13, my SCV creates the refinery. Protoss is making a gateway and an assimilator, while the barracks is being created and his probe is now scouted in my base. Notice I did not send a scout. I don't know what he's doing yet. Even though it's early in the game, I need to see if he's making gas. So there's a mistake. Okay, barracks is down, Marine's getting made. This SCV is attacking that probe. I have enough minerals. Let's pause this right here. I have enough minerals. I have 230 minerals, and I have not started the orbital command. Another mistake. Now the orbital command's going down. And with this 100 minerals, boom, I should make a supply depot right away. But I don't. I just keep cranking another Marine. Now the supply depot's going down. So I'm losing that Christmas of the timing. You have to have good timing of knowing when you're available to build another structure or another SCV or another Marine. And you have to use those hotkeys to jump back and forth between the barracks, between the command center, and between your scout. So my Marine is chasing this probe. And I start to create another barracks. 17. Probably should create it at 16. Marine takes out the probe. Now I'm making a tech lab. Now let's rewind a bit. I'm making this Marine, okay? And this was a stupid mistake. I should not make a second Marine after the first one's done from the first barracks. See how I cancel that? If I already made that mistake, just let the Marine get generated. Don't cancel it. That's wasted time and a unit that could have been out, even though it might not be the right unit that you wanted. So I make a tech depot, and then I will generate, or I will construct a Marauder right now. Right now. Right now. See? More to a couple seconds. Those seconds add up. It means less units on the field, less DPS on the field. The other, your opponent, if his timing is crisp and clean and he's generating units on time when he has the minerals, when he has the supply, when he has the gas, he's going to have more units on the field to destroy your units. Again, not being made, Marauder. You got to be faster on that. I'm at 24 supply out of 27. I should be making a supply depot right now. Not scouted his base. Let's pause this real quick. Let's look at. Let's see. I have no idea what's going on in his base. My SCV is still not made it there, so I'm going in blind. Well, he is 3 gating. Working on 2. Look at this. Nothing being created out of here. Let's rewind a little bit and see what the method was to expand. So I'm at 300 minerals. Looks like I'm saving up to expand, but I have no idea what's going on in his base. I'm now blind expanding. Not a good thing. Still creating SCVs out of the command center. Supply depot's going down, so I should be making another Marine out of this barracks. I only have one going. Why have a reactor and only make one Marine? There's another mistake. I do have STEM being researched, which is good. Finally that Marine gets generated. SCVs are still being made. These guys are at the Zelnaga Tower. Let's see what our army value is. Alright, so I'm slightly above his army value, but he has more production line. With his 3 gateways, he can mass more units quickly. And I still have 2 barracks. But I am expanding, and he's expanding as well. My expansion is slightly ahead of his. But let's look how many units there are. He has 25 probes to my 21. I do have a mule, but I need to make up that difference. Alright, let's continue. Alright, Stalker is now scattered my units. And I do not have concussive shells research, so I can't slow them down. That's the first thing I should research if I am using Marauders. The first thing I should research against Protoss are the concussive shells. But now I do have STEM. And my units are going to just trail around here, not knowing what he's doing at his base. I still have a slightly higher army value in minerals, but not in gas, because he's got those cent. Look at all those force fields. Alright, now here comes a big fight. I don't stim. I should have stemmed right at the beginning. And I back away. So a slight skirmish. I want to back away and get more forces here. I made a factory. Ports being generated. I still need to make more barracks. And look, I have 420 minerals. Look at this. 420 minerals. So now 440. Alright? But I still haven't made these 2 Vespin geysers. I need more gas. This guy, look at his saturation so far on his expansion. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 probes to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 SCVs and a mule. So the saturation's pretty good on both of our expansions. But let's see how many probes he has. 32 to my 25. So he has more probes at his main than I do at my main. His income is still going to be higher than mine. Or is it? Wow, I take that back. That mule is making all that difference. So I have a slightly higher income as far as minerals, but not as gas. So what does that mean? I need to trade over to gas if I'm going to tech up. Marines are not going to do a whole lot in this scenario. I need more Marauders. They're going to do well against the Zealots as long as I can kite them. But I need to make more barracks. I need to do something with this factory. I should have probably made a reactor instead of a tech depot over to the reactor to start cranking out medevacs. Alright, let's continue on. Let's pause again. How many people? Oh my goodness. What a mistake. 1 SCV on this refinery. Only 1. I should have 3 on each refinery at all times. That's why his gas is higher than mine. Another mistake. Okay, starport's done. Nothing's coming out of it yet. Not enough gas. Oh wait, still nothing's coming out of it. Still nothing. Still nothing. Look at how long this has taken for me to make a medevac. That's inexcusable. Now the factory's making the reactor. I could have been doing that earlier. I am making a barracks on that tech depot and another barracks. Finally, the medevac's going out. Alright, let's pause. Let's look at the production here. We have 3 gateways from the Protoss and an expansion. I have 3 barracks, almost 4, a factory, and a starport. Let's look at the army value real quick. Look at his army value. 1850. He continually made units. He continually made units out of his 3 gateways. Now he has a higher army value and a lot more units. He's capped right now at 84. And I'm at 61. And I still don't know what he's doing in his base. Let's pause again. I probably just... I haven't scanned in a while. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's still on 3 gates. I need to know what he's doing within mid-game to prepare for it. Alright, here's the skirmish things. I do pretty well. We moved in and attacked these scan and see what was going on. Now I have 4 barracks cranking out units. The starport needs to be cranking out more medevacs. I have got to do that more. Alright, this medevac is going to go set a drop. I'm switching this starport over to another reactor, probably to prepare for pods. He's sending his units back. See my drop? No, he's just sending back to his base. And this is another mistake. I drop in, which is fine, and I move in, and I see this robotics bay. What I should have done, find out what was going on with all these units coming from his expansion, and got the heck out of there, or done more damage to the probes. Instead, I was trying to take down the robotics bay, which was a waste of my units because it doesn't blow up. But now I know that not stalkers, but Colossus are coming out. Colossi, the proper plural verbiage. So I need to prepare accordingly. So I lose all my units. And what do? Where are the Vikings? No Vikings. Oh, there they go. Okay, so Vikings are being made. What I also need? Ghost. I still only have 1 SCV on this refinery! Oh my goodness. I have 3 on everyone else, but there's still only 1 on this refinery. Let's look at the income here. He has 48 harvesters to my 32. His APM is higher than mine. He's going back and forth to his different hotkeys. Let's watch him for a second here. He's going back and forth, creating. More units. He's saturating his expansion. What am I doing? Sure. A lot faster. Okay, so I lay down another starport on this reactor. I got... Again, this reactor is not being fully used. I have 1 medevac being generated. I could be making another Viking. I should scan something. Do I have any energy? No, I've used those for mules. I should scan to see how many stalkers he has on the field, or what he's teching to. I mean, I know he's taking the stalkers because I saw the robotics bay, but maybe he changes his mind. He changes his mind because he sees that I see the robotics bay, and so he could switch to Dark Templar, could switch to High Templar. I need to know what the enemy is doing in mid-game, and that is one of the major issues I have, is I don't scout enough mid-game to find out what he's doing to plan accordingly. He's able to see what I'm doing because he's got this observer. He can see my front line, he can see if I move out, he can see my unit composition. He can see if I try to expand again, if my SCV goes that way or tries to get the gold. He has this pylon right here so he can warp in his units closer to the front line. I need to know more of what's going on with the map because the Protoss is able to have that different map control because of those pylons, and against the Zerg as well because they can have that creep spread or those different bases and other parts of the map that I have not scouted yet. So I need to get out of my base more and stop turtling up and being so hunched over. Now this observer is just running through my base and finding out everything I'm doing. If I had a missile turret at my mineral line or somewhere in my base, that could have helped. But he is just scouting through and enjoying it. Heck, I couldn't even think about making a Raven, but for right now, I have both my starports on reactors trying to crank out Vikings. Well, supposed to be cranking out stuff. I mean, here, once again, this reactor is not generating, or the starport is not generating anything. Nothing is being built. Finally, a Viking is being built. But these buildings, look, two barracks, nothing. This reactor. I can't have these production buildings not doing anything. That doesn't help me whatsoever. I have enough income. I have the good economy. I'm trying to get a third here. He's already got a third, and it's getting saturated. He's already ahead in his economy. Let's see what his income is. Well, it's slightly below mine. I think I finally got the 3 SC. Yeah, finally got the 3 SCVs on this refinery. And now his income's starting to get higher than mine, more or less. Just jumping around, kind of the same. But my third is almost going to be complete. Let's look at his upgrades. None. Let's look at my upgrades. 1. And the second one's being built. And now I'm going to make an armory so I can increase my ship damage and ship armor here. Barracks are still being generated. Let's look at the army value. Wow. Definitely higher than mine. Server is watching the entire time what I'm doing. Not cool. My Marines could have used an upgrade. Finally getting the combat shield upgrade. These starports are not doing anything once again. And I have the gold, or the minerals, and the gas to do something with it. The gold. I wish I had the gold right here. That'd be... Alright, now his units are going to move towards mine. He's got a great Protoss composition of Stalker and Colossi. He's got 3 Colossi with an armor, one of them. Now this is going to be pretty sad. But my units back here slightly engaging. This siege tank should have been sieged, but it's not. I pull back a bit. I need to use my stim pack, but I'm not stimming at all. This tank is not sieging. Oh, it's hard for me to watch. It's too late for the tank. Vikings are trying to take down a Colossi, but that's it. His units just cruise through mine. And GG. So a lot of mistakes. The main mistake is I'm not producing units when I need to. And I'm not having my refineries fully saturated. Economy-wise, we were pretty close. I mean, I'm sure he was ahead of me in gas most of the time, so he got me there. But he still stayed at 3 gateways, and they moved to 2 robotics. There's robotics bay down here. There's Twilight Council to research the charge lots. Anyway, it's difficult to make this public because I'm showing off what not to do and how bad I am sometimes at the game. But I had a friend of mine, Phoenix, chew me out over Vent to say, you are sloppy. Your first 2 minutes are sloppy. What you need to do is go against the computer, play for 2 minutes and quit. Play for 2 minutes and quit. And make everything tight. When you have 12, you make your barracks. When you have 13, you make your refinery. You have to do that and make it crisp and have a crisp opening, or you're not going to make it through the rest of the game. And I have to continue that crispness, that on-pointness throughout the rest of the game with my production facility, so I am continually generating units. Otherwise, I'm not going to have units on the field. They're going to do DPS. They're going to get steamrolled by my opponent's forces, and that's game. What I need to work on, and I have been working on it, and I've been doing pretty well in Season 3. So I hope you've enjoyed this Why I Lost segment, and you can take some notes for yourself to see what you can do and what not to do to win at a game of StarCraft 2. Well, that wraps up this week's episode. I got to get ready for my trip to MLG Anaheim. I'd like to leave you with one of my favorite cosplay pictures in celebration of Comic-Con. I'll see you later.